Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's fifth grade social emotional learning lesson. Again, this is for fifth graders, so if you are kindergarten through fourth, go ahead and hop over to that video assignment. If you are in fifth grade, you're in the right place. We are continuing with our middle school preparation unit this week. And this week we actually have two different lessons, and this is just by popular demand. So some of you wanted to answer some what if questions that you have about middle school, just things that you're concerned about or things that you don't know the answers to yet. That's going to be a different video that you guys can watch. This video is on time management, which is just really a fancy way of saying, what do you do with your time? And I called this video the Managing the Middle School Machine, because sometimes it kind of feels like we are working as machines and we want to work as effectively and well as possible. And so coming up with some strategies to use our time well is really important, especially in middle school when we start to get a little bit more freedom and liberty with our time. We can keep track of how we spend our time, kind of like programming a robot, and we can learn how to manage the tasks that we have. So I want you to think about that. How are you spending your time right now? If you have free time or a break in your day, are you spending it in ways that are just kind of confusing and you feel like you never really get things done? Or are you being efficient? Are you using the time that you have to benefit you so that you can work smarter and not harder? Because we don't have to work all the time. It is good for us to have free time. It is good for us to have downtime to relax and enjoy ourselves. And the way that we're able to create that free time is to make sure that we're using our work time the most efficient ways. Let's talk about that today. I want you to grab a paper and a writing utensil. So if you see a pencil on one of the following slides, it means you're going to need it. We're going to do quite a bit of writing with this lesson, but bear with me. And if you need to pause this video at any time so that you can catch up with what we're working on, that's totally fine. I want you to be able to get the most out of this lesson. I want you to think for a moment about your week. This week and in the upcoming weeks before spring break, what are your school tasks that you know you have to get done? Maybe it's homework assignments. Maybe it's a paper that you have that you're working on. Maybe it's a book that you need to read before the end of the school year. Go ahead and write down your school tasks. If you really don't have a lot that's due in the next couple of weeks, I want you to think about middle school and think about maybe some of the school tasks you have that might be due in middle school. Maybe it's book reports. Maybe it's research. Maybe it's a paper. Just make a list of some school tasks that you have or that you think you might have in the future, just for the sake of getting this assignment completed so that we can practice organizing our time. Go ahead and pause this video and then press play when you're ready to continue. Now what I want you to do is look at those tasks that you wrote down, and I want you to rank them from most important to least important. That doesn't mean that the least important tasks don't need to be done ever. It just means that the most important tasks need to be done first. So how do you determine what's important and what is not important for right now? Well, you can think about when the task is due and how long it will take. If you have a project that you know you have to finish in the next 2 days, and then also on your list you have a project that's due in a couple weeks, which one is going to be more important to you right now? I would say the one that's due in a couple days, because you want to make sure that you get it done and that it doesn't stress you out and that you're not saving everything to do for the last minute. Again, that doesn't mean that that paper that's due in a couple weeks isn't as important in a couple weeks. It just means that it's not as important right now, and you want to make sure that you're managing your time well. So go ahead and rank those tasks from most important to least important. And you can do this maybe by making big stars to little stars. You can do 1 through 5, however you want to do it so that you understand your ranking is fine with me. Now we're going to shift gears for just a moment. I want you to think about giving yourself the space to do that work. So think about a place either in your home or in the area where you do your schoolwork, maybe it's a daycare, maybe it's a library, where can you best complete these tasks in the time that you have? So if you know you have a few hours to get your homework done, where are you going to best complete your tasks? Write that down. Things to think about are, how noisy is your space? Do you have a lot of distractions around you? Maybe you have a gaming system in the corner that you keep looking at, or a lot of posters that are busy and just get you kind of confused when you're trying to focus. I also want you to think about accommodations you can make for yourself. So if you are in a noisy space that you can't control, maybe like a daycare or maybe your house with younger siblings, what can you do to create a better space for you to work? Maybe it's putting in headphones. Maybe it's making sure that the lighting in your space is good. Maybe bringing a little reading light. Maybe it's telling the people around you, hey, I'm going to work for an hour or two. It'd be really great if I can spend time with you later so that I can focus for right now to get my homework done. So think about how you can give yourself the space to complete your tasks and write it down, and then join us back when you're done. That is all of the writing that we're going to do for today. So if you want to put your paper and pencil down for right now, you can. And again, if you are still working, go ahead and pause this video, work on those questions, and then join us back when you're ready. This is a flow chart that I actually use when I'm not sure how to get my things done in a timely manner and how to schedule my fun time. Because like I mentioned earlier, it's really important that we get to have time for fun. So you're going to start at the very top of this flow chart with the orange circle. It says, I want to play a video game. Is my homework done? The answers to that question are either yes or no. If your answer is yes, you're going to ask, do I have other responsibilities to complete? Maybe it's chores or something that someone else asked to help with. If your answer is yes to that other responsibilities question, you're going to get those responsibilities done, and then you're going to play your video games. If the answer to your question is no, then it's your time to play. You're all set. You have completed your responsibilities and your tasks, and now you can have a lot of really fun time without having to worry about your responsibilities. Going back to that orange circle, I want to play a video game. Is my homework done? If your answer is no, gotta knock out your homework, and then you'll check on your other responsibilities, and then you get to play. You're probably wondering, well, why do I have to get things done before I get to enjoy my time? Well, sometimes when we have a laundry list of things to do in our heads, we're not going to enjoy our fun time as much because we're worried about all of those things we know that we have to do. This is called executive functioning. It's when we're able to make a list in our head of the things we need to complete so that we can really relax and let our mind calm down when it's playtime or when it's fun time. So that's the benefit of being able to manage our time, is being able to create that space to get our homework done or get our responsibilities done. And then we can have a good relaxed time, and our bodies can really replenish and refuel when we're playing. So you can use this chart at any time. If you want a physical copy of the chart, just go ahead and send me a message on Canvas, and I'd be happy to get that chart to you. All right, so don't forget to post your assignment on Canvas for this week, and remember that you need to include these things in the submission that you do for your assignment. So you need to include your tasks, you need to include how you rated them from least to most important for today, and then you need to write about your workspace, how you can create a good workspace to get your work done. I can't wait to see your work, and I will talk to you next week. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Mrs. Alman. Have a great week. Bye.